I hope your eyes were closed, your mind was relaxed, you were having a beautiful time listening to that absolutely gorgeous piece by Eileen Tackney, and that's Calling All from her album Toward the Sun. Do check it out, it's absolutely beautiful. So let's change things around a little bit here. Here's Anya Cahill with Plastic.
You're heartless, you're cold, selling to the bimbos, selling plastic, call it gold. But I see right through you. I know your game, I know your game, I know your game. It's time to put a stop to you. You are to blame, you are to blame. You are to blame, 'cause you're plastic. You're cold, shiny, hard plastic. Now you're making me sick. You must think I'm fucking stupid, but I know that you're plastic. You're cold, shiny, hard plastic, plastic. You're lifeless and hollow, and I watch you fall to pieces 'cause you're so dull. But I see right through you. I know your game, I know your game, I know your game. It's time to put a stop to you. You are to blame, you are to blame. You're cold, shiny, hard plastic. Now you're making me sick. You must think I'm fucking stupid, but I know that you're plastic. You're cold, shiny, hard plastic, plastic. And now you're making me sick. You must think I'm fucking stupid, but I know that you're plastic. You're cold, shiny, hard plastic, plastic. And I know your game, I know your game, I know you're plastic. And you are to blame, you are to blame, you are your plastic. I know your game, I know your game, I know your plastic.
That was the beautiful Indigenous artist of Cavan, Anya Cahill, with her hit Plastic. And it's lovely to see people like Anya doing so well for themselves, because they're lovely. They're just lovely people. So we're coming towards the end of the show, folks, and it's time to wind down slightly. So we're going to more kind of traditional stuff. So we're going to go over to one of Cavan's absolute heritage treasures. And indeed, here is Seamus Fay, and he is lilting with accompanying music. Not a hope. Nobody could keep up with Seamus Fay's lilting. And for those of you who maybe have more international persuasion, lilting is, just as you heard it, using your voice as an instrument. And Seamus Fay does it perfectly, and he's one of our real gems here in Cavan. So we've come down to the end of the show, folks. Just want to thank you for listening. I hope if you're from Cavan or you love Cavan or some attachment, this has given you a little bit of pride or homesickness if you're away. Sorry, folks. But otherwise, I just hope you feel really good about Cavan through listening some of these artists who are either from Cavan or inspired by Cavan. And thank you so much as well. And we're going to leave off now with a beautiful, beautiful piece. It's by Kevin McDermott, and it's called My Native Cavan Town. It's just a little bit about his memories, his experience of Cavan. Thanks for tuning in to myself, Daniel Downey, here on Cavan Online and Community Radio. You've been great, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in for more next week. Bye-bye.
I stood upon the gallows hill and gazed down at the town. My mind went back some 50 years to when I was around. My place of birth, so snugly set, so peaceful and serene, and I thought of all the changes that those narrow streets had seen. I see that fine cathedral, now weathered grey and drab, whose golden cross I often saw from the Milebush near Drumcrav. The lofty Church of Ireland, standing stately in its shadow, whose clock chimed out the daily hour across a Cady meadow. Bridge Street and the Scout Den, where with dues and book of deeds we listened to the Master, who took care of all our needs, and honest John, who did his best our troubles to defuse, a saintly man who worked all week in Brady's selling shoes. The Magnet and the Owl Hall, where silver screens did flicker, with images of Jean and Rye and a trusty steed named Tricker. Outside those doors we'd weekly queue, we'd jostle, shove and push, to hold our place in what was called that damn fourpenny rush. The brothers' school where tears were shed, where boys were taught to read and learn about the many things that one day we would need. Where teachers dressed in cassocks black and Brother Mark was king, where leather straps did rend the air and caused our hands to sting. And then St. Patrick's College, where the well-off boys did go, but not for me, an ordinary lad who lived up in Own Row. The tech for me, to learn to work with metal and with wood. My mother said in later life, those skills will do you good. A stone of spuds from Harry's, the coal from Fagin's yard, some paint and paper from the stores, then buyers for the lard. A piece of shin from Hickey's, a vest from Morris Brady's, a part-worn suit from Anthony Farrell's, then Vera's for the ladies. 5 apples for a penny from Joey's in the acre, and ice cream from Kate Bannon's, and Foster's for the paper. The smell of sweets in Maggie's shop, and the empty chocolate boxes. A pound of ham from Barney O's, a pair of boots from Fox's. The convent with its early mass, then fishing out at Ran. The Sunday march to Breffni Park with the Cavan Labour Band. Some oranges from McCaffrey's, a half-time treat for all. Then watch our local heroes play a team from Donegal. Diving from the springboard that stood at Swelling Lake. Sitting in the central, drinking tea and eating cake. And then, before the Cayley, go with Tolly for a jar, or take a spin to somewhere else in Rafter's hired car. The town hall, where we often danced to Eugene Leddy's band. With polished shoes and brill-creamed hair, we thought ourselves so grand. 'Twas there we met the local girls, and those from Ballinya, and swung our way through jigs and reels with some as old as Ma. The lovely old pavilion, where Dixon's band held sway, and thrilled the dancers gather there with music of the day. A place where hearts were broken, or sometimes joined forever, where afterwards young lovers kissed near the road to Killynebber. Wolfe Tone Street and its barracks, where I joined the FCA. The yearly trip to Gormanstown, 2 weeks on army pay. The church parade on field days, and the shooting on the ranges, with dinner first in Donahoe's, all free by prior arrangement. The mineral waters, where I worked with Benny, Ba and Tommy. The endless trips around the pubs delivering from a lorry. And then the termination at the end of every season. Last in, first out, and lack of work was usually the reason. I hear again the laughter from those happy teenage years. The echoes of the songs and tunes still linger in the air. I think of all the dance halls from Bourne by